Words carry the vibration that shapes your experience of life, and when spoken with authority, they dissolve the illusion of lack. Lack is not a permanent reality. It is a shadow created by fear, doubt, and repeated thoughts of limitation. Just as shadows vanish when light is shined upon them, so too does scarcity vanish when you speak words of abundance with conviction. Every declaration you make is a seed planted in the invisible garden of the universe, and words of supply must bring forth the harvest of supply. To say, "I am one with unlimited abundance," is to replace the false picture of shortage with the true picture of endless provision. When you declare words of abundance every hour, you interrupt the momentum of lack-based thinking that often runs in the background of the mind. Many people unconsciously speak words of need all day. "I don't have enough. I can't afford this. It's too difficult." Each phrase reinforces the illusion that supply is missing. But the moment you shift and declare, "The universe provides richly for me now," the atmosphere changes. Your words break through the pattern of limitation and open the way for new channels of supply to appear. What was once blocked becomes unblocked, not because the universe was unwilling, but because your own words were the barrier. Every statement you speak is more than sound, it is an energetic command. Words of lack command more lack, and words of abundance command more abundance. The choice is always yours, and the law never fails. If you believe life is withholding, then your speech will mirror that belief, and you will continue to experience shortage. If instead you speak as one who already possesses, then your speech carries the force of truth, and life cannot help but rearrange itself to fulfill your decree. This is why the consistent use of hourly declarations is so powerful. It does not give lack a chance to reassert itself. Each hour, your spoken word becomes a floodlight that dissolves the darkness of scarcity. Even when your outer circumstances try to tell a different story, your words override appearances. The outer must eventually yield to the inner decree. Lack cannot stand against a command that is repeated with faith, strength, and joy. By choosing to speak abundance every hour, you claim your authority over illusion. You remind yourself and the universe that lack has no power where truth has been declared. Words dissolve lack, because words carry the law of life, and life is limitless. Repetition is the force that engraves truth into the very fabric of your being. A single declaration carries power, but when it is spoken again and again with conviction, it becomes unshakable. The subconscious mind is impressionable. It accepts whatever is given to it with consistency, whether words of doubt or words of abundance. By declaring abundance every hour, you are training your inner world to accept prosperity as the natural state of life. What is repeated often enough is no longer questioned. It becomes law within you. Once the subconscious has been saturated with the certainty of supply, it begins to direct your thoughts, actions, and circumstances toward the manifestation of that supply. This is why repetition matters so greatly. Without it, the mind slips back into old patterns. A single declaration may shine brightly for a moment, but without reinforcement, the noise of fear and limitation can quickly cover it. Yet when you speak every hour, you are watering the seed of truth until it takes root and grows strong. Each time the words are spoken, their roots go deeper, and the illusion of lack grows weaker. Repetition does not weaken the statement, it strengthens it until it becomes unbreakable. Consider how habits are formed. No one masters a skill by a single action. It is the repeated practice that carves it into muscle and memory. In the same way, your words become habits that shape your reality. Hourly declarations create a rhythm that aligns your entire being with abundance. They shift you from being a visitor to prosperity into becoming a permanent resident of it. With repetition, abundance is no longer an occasional guest in your life. It becomes your daily atmosphere. Repetition also keeps your mind alert and focused. Every hour as you pause to declare, "I am one with unlimited supply, and I never lack," you are reminded of the truth. This breaks the tendency of the mind to wander into worry or doubt. It resets your perspective, pulling you back into alignment with the law of abundance. Instead of drifting with the currents of fear, you are steering your life with intention, hour by hour, word by word. Eventually, repetition builds such strength that doubt can no longer penetrate. Your subconscious no longer entertains the thought of lack. It only recognizes abundance as reality. At that point, manifestation becomes effortless, because your inner world is in complete agreement with the words you have spoken. Repetition builds power, and power transforms thought into form. Lack often disguises itself in appearances. Bills may arrive, opportunities may seem scarce, and circumstances may suggest that supply is limited, but these appearances are no more real than a shadow cast on the wall. A shadow cannot harm you, cannot block your path, cannot withhold your good. It has no substance of its own. It only seems real if you forget the light that created it. In the same way, appearances of lack are powerless illusions. They are projections of old thoughts, fears, and doubts. Your command, spoken with authority, is the light that dissolves them. When you declare abundance, you remind yourself that the shadow cannot dictate your destiny. It is easy to believe in appearances because they are visible to the outer eye. But the outer world is always the effect, never the cause. What you see today was shaped by the words and thoughts of yesterday. To change tomorrow, you must ignore the deception of today and stand firm in your command. The moment you let appearances dictate your speech, you reinforce the illusion. But when you refuse to bow to what you see and instead declare what you know to be true, you break the cycle. The outer world must eventually yield to the inner decree, for spirit commands matter, never the other way around. Think of a sailor steering a ship through fog. The fog may hide the horizon, but the compass points true. Appearances of lack are like fog, they obscure vision but cannot change direction. Your words are the compass, guiding you unfailingly toward abundance. If the sailor trusts the fog instead of the compass, he will drift aimlessly. But if he trusts the compass, he will reach his destination regardless of the haze. So it is with you. Trust your declaration, not the illusion. Every time you say, "I am one with unlimited supply, I never lack," you are declaring light in the midst of shadow. You are affirming the higher truth that appearances cannot erase. The more you hold to this command, the less power appearances have over you. They shrink, fade, and eventually dissolve because they cannot stand against the light of spoken truth. Appearances may shout loudly, but they are hollow echoes. Your command is solid ground. The shadow of lack may dance for a time, but it cannot remain where light shines steadily. The more you decree abundance, the more the shadows vanish, and the more the visible world reflects the reality of endless supply. Your word is law, and once spoken with conviction, it sets forces in motion that cannot fail. The universe does not argue with certainty, nor does it resist authority. It mirrors exactly what has been decreed. When you declare, "I am one with unlimited supply, I never lack," you are not asking for permission, you are establishing truth. The law of life does not question your command, it fulfills it. Just as gravity never hesitates when you drop a stone, the law of abundance never hesitates when you speak a decree with faith. The spoken word carries the authority of creation itself, and creation must obey. This is why conviction is essential. A half-hearted statement carries little power, but a word spoken as law resounds through every level of existence. The subconscious accepts it, the mind aligns with it, and the outer world rearranges itself to reflect it. The decree becomes a living force, pushing through resistance, finding channels, and shaping events. When you speak with authority, you speak as one who knows, not as one who hopes. Hope wavers, but law stands firm. Your word, spoken as law, cannot return void. Consider how natural laws work. You do not question whether the sun will rise, whether fire will burn, or whether a seed will grow when planted. You trust these laws because they never fail. In the same way, you must trust the law of your word. It is not bound by appearances or circumstances, it transcends them. The moment you command abundance, the law of life begins its unfailing work. Supply must come, for your decree has demanded it. The authority of your word also changes you. When you speak as though your words are law, your posture, actions, and choices align with that authority. You no longer move like a beggar searching for scraps. You move like a commander certain of victory. This inner shift accelerates the manifestation, because the universe always mirrors the state of the speaker. Speak weakly, and weak results follow. Speak with power, and powerful results manifest. Every hour you decree abundance, you are not repeating empty words, you are reinforcing law. You are affirming again and again that your word cannot fail. Doubt may try to whisper, appearances may try to distract, but the law stands unchanged. The decree you have spoken is already fulfilled in the unseen and must appear in the seen. Your word is law, and the law never breaks.